Not only being cheap feeds, it is delicious for chickens. It is loved more by this growing stage of chickens. With me here, these are things we're going to be using to mix these delicious and cheap feeds to feed your backyard or to any type of chickens you have it, maybe at your farm or in your backyard. We're going to start it from here. This is maize jam. You can call it maize bran, whatever you call it. Now these are eggshells. Guys, look here. This is molasses. This is molasses, and it is here in this jerry can. This is molasses. I'm going to be using it. Right here, this is Lablab, guys. This is Lablab. Then here, this is sweet potato leaves. From what you're seeing here, you just expect that we're going to be making our local feeds, which is very nutritious, very cheap, very rich in everything, but more special to those growing stage of chickens. These are sweet potato leaves. You have ever fed this maybe to your animals? Let it be goats, let it be cows, let it be pigs. This time around we are going to be feeding them to our chickens. But how? Just watch the video and you see how we're going to be feeding these to our chickens. You might be having this around, maybe your home, maybe in your garden, or you can plant this. It is going to be saving you much more on your chicken feeds. Yeah, we are collecting some and you'll be seeing how we're going to be feeding this to our chickens. This is Lablab. You know it very well. People, you're growing it to feed your cattle, people, you're growing it to feed your goats and all those animals. But this time around, still purposely we're going to feed this to our chickens. How are we going to feed this? Lablab, we have a variety of this Lablab, and this is the type I'm growing. You might be growing this around your home. You may be growing this maybe at your farms, but you've been missing this, that we can feed this also to chickens. Yes, remember this Lablab you can cut, then it regrows. That is the main important thing with this Lablab. We cut or you trim, then it regrows. But definitely we have to wash, just because it is rainy season. It is contaminated with soil, so we have to wash before we chop. We are chopping Lablab together with the sweet banana leaves together. That is our next step. You have to make sure you chop into smaller pieces. Anything you're using, for me I'm just using my knife here. I'm going to be using this bucket. It is the one I'm going to be using to mix all this you're seeing here. You can use anything that will help you, but just make sure you use something that has a cover. After doing what you're going to do, you have to cover it tightly. You have to cover the bucket or whatever tightly. So me, I'm using this one, just as you're seeing. We've chopped already that one. This is our molasses. Of course, the molasses, we know it very well. What we do, this is our molasses. But what we do, we dilute it with water. We dilute it with water. We dilute it with water. If you want to know, at least you have a taste and you see that it is still having that sugar, but when it is already diluted. So that is our molasses. This is our molasses we're going to be using. This is the maize jam or maize bran. Maize bran we are using. But at least you see this hollow bucket you're using here. The mixture of Lablab and the sweet potato leaves should be the one in big quantity. Then this maize jam, it is in a smaller quantity. Just as you're seeing here, we are not even going to be using the whole of this to mix this. That's what we are doing. We are not, this one, it is, you can mix with this. If you don't have, it is not necessarily, but me, I'm having it. That's why I'm including this to this maize bran. You know the importance of these crushed eggshells to our chickens. You know it very well. Now, we are putting this here. Of course, what we do, you put, then you bring, and at least you add a small, you mix it with this. Then afterwards, let's you add, not too much, not too much. Then again, you put in layers. You put in a mixture of chopped Lablab and the chopped sweet potato leaves. That layer. Then you bring your maize jam. You put a layer. Then afterwards, we add molasses in a smaller quantity. Then we add this. A layer of this. we add this molasses. Guys, just like this, you're seeing what we've been doing. We are adding, we've been adding chopped Lablab leaves and the chopped sweet potato leaves. Then we add just a little bit of maize jam. Just for the demonstration, this is the quantity, but I'm going to make sure that I make it full on top. Then I will come and I cover this tightly. This process, it takes always 21 days. It takes 21 days, the whole process. You know, the process we are just fermenting. We are fermenting these feeds. So the process will take 21 days. Then after 21 days, you come. As you will be opening, you will be feeling that good smell. You will be seeing all this cutted or all this fermented, but with that good smell, just because of the molasses. The nutrients from all this will be increased. Then afterwards, of course, it will be feeding time. You'll be getting a small quantity of this. Then you add dry maize bran in that quantity you'll be getting from here. Then you feed direct to your chickens. Guys, I'm telling you, it is very delicious. It is very nutritious, more especially to those chickens in their growing stage. So at the end of the day, you will be cutting feed costs. At the same time, you will be feeding something which is very rich, but made in very local way. Because as you're seeing here, everything you're seeing here, it is very local. You've grown your Lablab, you've grown your sweet potato, then you'll be just getting the maize jam or the maize bran, but we are using the maize bran in a smaller quantity, just as you've been seeing. Even the molasses you'll be using in the smallest quantity, but you'll be having something very delicious. You'll be having something very rich to feed your growing chickens. Guys, I'm continuing with the chopping the leaves, the Lablab leaves and the sweet potato leaves. Then I'll be keeping on packing here or compacting it here. Then later I'll be covering it and I keep it in a safe place for 21 days. I'll be back here, and what I think you'll be eager to see as we'll be feeding our fermented feeds. It is very local, very simple, very cheap, but it will be productive to your chickens. They will grow big, they will grow very fast as you'll be saving. Lots of love, the chicks.